Well, good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. I'm Mike Flanagan, and I'm back with you to stream another bowling tournament. Sorry it took me about 5 frames to get rolling here, but had to build all the picture-in-pictures, and we started out this morning with our stream immediately going down. I don't know why, so hopefully that'll be the only time this weekend we have to deal with that, get it out of the way early. But I'm glad you're joining me this morning. I am here in Waterloo, Iowa, like I do every February and September. I've only missed 2 of them over the years. This is the 16th edition of what is formerly known as the Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open and is now the Ebonite Fall Classic. Sponsorships move around a little bit, and Ebonite's always been involved with this event for about the last 10 or 12, I should say. And Ebonite has stepped in to be the title sponsor now. So thank you to Ebonite for that. And thank you to Fusion Realtors and Community First National Bank for all they've done over the years for supporting this event. You never know, they may be back. But back in the saddle here, bringing you some bowling this weekend. We will have 3 squads for you today. This is the A squad. We'll have a B squad and a C squad today. We got started here a little bit late today. We're supposed to start at 8:30. Got rolling today about 8:45 or so. Looks like our stream is running fine and good and dandy. So please let me know in the chat if everything looks okay. I would certainly appreciate that. I think everything's working. I've got a couple additional cameras here today. Thought I'd go with the 4-lane display to get things started. I've tried to build the pictures-in-pictures as best as I can. I will work on those. I'm still not satisfied with where they are, but for now you can at least keep track of the scores as the bowlers bowl. Let me go down my list of information here just to get you up to speed on what's happening here this weekend. Then I'll check in on the chat, and we'll check in on the bowlers and see how the scores are going. Just getting started here on this wonderful Saturday. It's beautiful weather outside. Have no rain. Last time I was here, it was snowing. I couldn't even hardly get out of the hotel parking lot back in February. It is the Ebonite Fall Classic. It's the 16th edition, as I said, of these tournaments that the Inglicus family runs. They have 2 majors a year. Again, once again, if you're familiar with the Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open, this is the same thing, now called the Ebonite Classic. I want to thank Ebonite for their sponsorship. They're the makers of the Choice, the Futura, the Game Breaker 3, the Destiny series, of course, the Maxims. Next time you consider buying a bowling ball, we would like for you to consider buying an Ebonite product. Ebonite's been awesome to this event, and certainly appreciate their sponsorship. Also, another sponsor is the Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau. They've been supporting the event for all 16 events, adding money into the prize fund. So thank you to the Convention and Visitors Bureau here in Waterloo, Iowa. Also, Logo Infusion, and you're going to want to grab a pen and paper or just have a really good memory, but 20% off over at Logo Infusion with coupon code GIBA19. GIBA19, you can save 20%. And then also USA Mortgage is another sponsor of this event, the Kingpin Bar and Grill right here at Maple Lanes where we are. Fine bowling center. They've upgraded it over the years to do a great job here. So the Kingpin Bar and Grill donates some of the percentages of the food and beverage sales for the weekend back into the tournament. Also, Budweiser and Bud Light sponsors the Budweiser family of beers. And the Hampton Inn. Hampton Inn also a sponsor of this event. They're going to bowl 7 games here today. It says that on the bottom right-hand side of the screen, so I don't know why I necessarily told you that. But it is 7 games here today for the A squad at 8:30 here, the B squad at 1:45, and the C squad at 7 p.m. Tomorrow we'll be back at 9 a.m. with 6 games of the Cashiers Round. 1 and 3 will make it into that, which on a full squad is 60 bowlers. The oil pattern today is very flat. It's a 2.14 to 1 ratio. 31.14 milliliters of oil on the lane, and it's 43 feet in length. Always demanding conditions here. Skip procedure today is skip 1, skip 2, skip 3, skip 1, skip 2, skip 3. Pretty simple for the bowlers to figure out. $3,000 for first place on a $160 entry. Let me look at my sheet here that has all the bowlers listed, and we'll run down some of these bowlers. I should probably keep my eyes open for any potential 300 games, as that is something I like to do. And I do see the front 7 over on 5 and 6. I do have a wireless camera that I can set up and we can go to on the fly, but let me try to get through some of these bowlers here. Looks like I've got 7 and 8, 9 and 10 up on the screen for you right now, so let's go through the bowlers that are on those pairs. We have Hunter Sanders on lane 7 with Jordan Schottmer. On lane 8, we have Chase Donner. On lane 9, Chris Karinsky, along with Justin Petrie. And on lane 10, we have Miller DePaul. And that doesn't seem right, but that's just what I have listed here in front of me. I also have lanes 13 and 14 available to bring to you as well. We can check in over there quickly. Over here on lanes 13 and 14, I have Will Matafee, Zach Wolfel, Kelly Bonta, and Darren Galbraith. So those are our lanes that I have covered here for you. Got 6 of them in total. I also have the wireless cam, as I mentioned. And I'll run down the list of all the bowlers probably when we start game number 2, because I really need to keep an eye on these 300 games. I'm actually going to leave the booth for just a moment, let you watch lanes 13 and 14. Then I'll check in on the chat, but I want to see if we got any 300 games going besides just the one on lanes 5 and 6. As we did get started here a little bit late today, I had to build all my picture-in-pictures, as I mentioned, and we did have a little bit of an internet issue, but it looks like everything's running good again. So I'll be right back with you. Enjoy a couple frames, and I'll see if I can't get some bonus coverage of potential 300s on a demanding lane condition, but strikes aplenty this morning from what I can see. Okay, I got my wireless camera down on lanes 5 and 6. This is Troy Fuller. He's actually finished second in this event before. Troy's an awesome bowler. Troy Fuller is actually on the front 8 now, up in the 9th frame. And as many say, we're a black cloud up here, so let's try to break the string here and not be a black cloud. Lanes 5 and 6, we'll see how Troy Fuller is attacking this 43-foot lane pattern. 31 milliliters of oil in total, and we did not black cloud him, so that's the front 9 for Troy Fuller. Pretty exciting here to get started. I'll try to check in on the chat at this time. Looks like the stream's running good, so I'm happy about that. It's always stressful in the morning when you start out and you try to get the stream in, and all of a sudden, poof, your stream is not working. So, especially when you only do this about 4 or 5 times a year anymore. I don't do it every weekend. So, doing the best I can here, everybody, and I know you appreciate it. So let's go in and let's see what's going on here in the chat. We got 41 viewers right now. A little light on the viewership. I would appreciate if you go out and tweet, retweet, go out on Facebook, let people know you're watching some live bowling. I'd like to get some viewership up here, that's for sure. No surprise, though, because we don't do this a lot anymore. So I don't expect a large viewership, but maybe we'll get some more. Let's see. I see Sue Hess in here this morning. Hey, that's my brother on 8. That was earlier today. Let's see. Fred McGee's in here. Chris Ennis is in here. Looks good. Okay, good. TX Shorns 02. Good morning. Best YouTube bowling broadcaster there is. Wish you did more events. Well, hey, that's really nice to hear this morning. I appreciate that. Might do a few more after that comment. And Scott Alderson. Go Darren. All right. If you're just joining us, developing situation down here on lanes 5 and 6. Troy Fuller as the front 9 here at the Ebonite Fall Classic. And I'm looking forward to seeing how many times I slip up this weekend and accidentally say Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. Because I got to tell you, that's a mouthful, but I really had that thing down. I had it down to a science. It just rolled right off the tongue, but it's awesome to have the Ebonite Fall Classic. You know, it's probably going to reduce my number of words and how hoarse I am when I get home after calling action all day on a Saturday and all day on a Sunday. So got plenty of topics to talk about in the bowling world since the last time I streamed with you, which was back in March. We've got a new ownership group with the Professional Bowlers Association. We had another PWBA season that's just about to wrap up. We've also had an awesome Junior Gold event over the summer. Had a Bowl Expo in there. Had a bunch of winter leagues end, and everybody enjoyed their summers. Everybody's back to bowling now. So looking forward to talking things over this weekend with you. I'm sure we'll get on a various number of topics as always, but let's shift the attention over here to lanes 5 and 6. Troy Fuller has the front 9. Looking for the front 10 right here. All right, that's 10 in a row for Troy Fuller. I like Troy wearing a hat. I'm a fan of hats in bowling tournaments. Not everybody is, but I am. This is my wireless camera. Seems to be working pretty good this morning. Don't want to jinx it, but happy to see that it is working well. I don't know why more streaming services don't have a wireless camera. We've had it for many, many years. I need to upgrade the thing. We'll talk about how you can help us upgrade some equipment a little bit later. But Troy Fuller now up on the front 11 right here. This would be 411, I should say. But I know Troy's going to do it. He's super comfortable here. I jinxed him. Okay, well, you know what? Hey, he threw a double for us on the live stream. So it's going to be 287 if he cleans it up, and we'll stay here to see if he does that before we go into game number 2 of 7. Hope he does. I hope he covers this, and I might have to go down and boo him or something for not shooting 300 this morning. He's a great spare shooter, so there he is. Troy Fuller opens up with 287. I'm just going to go ahead and guess he's your tournament leader after 1. Just a random guess. guess I'll bring it into the booth as I go into game number 2. Hello, everybody. Got this booth cam really close to me here. I didn't have a long enough tripod to put it a little bit further back. So, but good morning. Welcome. Let me check I've been checking the chat on my phone, actually, making sure our stream's okay. Let's see what people are saying. Let's say hello to Travis Jackson. Hello to Scott Alderson. Hello to Bowling Productions. Hello to Jeremy Smith. Alfred Ellis from North Carolina. Charlotte. I was just in Raleigh for the PWBA Players Championship last week. So hopefully you're safe. I really didn't encounter too much hurricane issues where I was in Raleigh at all. Power went out in one of the restaurants I was in for just a moment, but it was unrelated from what I understand. Good morning to DJB Senior. Says good morning Inside Bowling, watching from Columbia, South Carolina. So the Carolinas are very, very active this morning here on the broadcast. Oh yeah, TX with the Movie Pass went belly up. I remember when you were telling us that was your stick pick for the future. It was, but you could have made some money on that stock if you flipped it quick, because it did go up 3 or 4 times value. But then, yeah, it totally just shit the bed, you know. So I've been hyping Shopify for the last year and a half. Go check that chart out. But hey, I appreciate you keeping me accountable on this one. Let's see. Scott Alderson says Junior Gold was amazing. First time going there with my son, and it was great. It really was a great experience. I actually vlogged Junior Gold with Matt Farber and Wesley Lowe and Kyle Sherman. If you want to check those out, they're on the Ebonite YouTube channel. Pretty cool stuff. I've been around that event the last 3 or 4 years now, and it really is a tremendous event. Let's see what else I have in here. Well, I get an egg from the machine behind me. You know, that is the famous egg machine. It's been here ever since I came up here the very first time. And it sits over there and goes, buck, 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 buck. So hopefully somebody gets an egg. We'll be able to hear it. I don't like my cord keep doing this. Let's see what else we got going on here. Hello to Karen Seymour. Kenny Seymour. Hello, sir. How are you? Hope you and everyone are doing well. And also Joe Lacerdo says live bowling and coffee in the morning is priceless. And it looks like we're up to, I don't know, we got 40 or 50 viewers here. So we'll get this stream promoted a little bit more in a little bit once I have time to go out on social media and do so. But in the meantime, probably enough about me. Let's head back out to the lanes. Looks like we've got 7, 8, 9, and 10 for you. I'll clean up these picture-in-picture scoreboards here in a minute. Those are 4 unique separate cuts here. So let's see if we can fix that for you. I don't really like it when the scoreboards don't look good. I did the best I could when I was scrambling earlier. Let's see. That second one looks like it's a bit of a mess. Let's see if I can fix that one. Not a big fan of that one. That's a little bit better. Problem is, some of these lanes have 2 bowlers, some have 1, and then it changes from game to game. So I'm just going to stick with that for right now. And we'll see who we have on these lanes here. It looks like we have, they do have letters in this year too, which is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's a new addition, and the lanes are moving. Looks like we have Quincy Bruce, Alex Dirks, and Dan Gifford on 7 and 8. And then it looks like next door we get to see Troy Fuller and Doug Zilmer bowling together. And then on lane 6, I'm sorry, starting on lane 6 was Brandon Steen. They're actually over on 9 and 10 now, I should say. I was looking at my sheet here. So Brandon Steen, Doug Filmer, Troy Fuller on the right side of your screen. The left side of your screen, Quincy Bruce, Alex Dirks, and Dan Gifford. Now, let's go ahead and talk about who we have in this field here this morning. They can take up to 60 bowlers as they use 30 of this 32-lane bowling center, 30 lanes, and they have 48 bowlers this morning. So 12 short on this squad, it looks like. So I'm going to go through all the bowlers at this time. I'm not going to go through the 4 lanes you have up on your screen right now because I've already done so. So I'm going to skip over those folks. But also in the field today, we have Hunter Sanders, Jordan Schottmer, Chase Donner, Chris Korinsky, Justin Petrie, Miller DePaul, Brett Lobdell, Bruce Rollins Jr., Kurt Bach, Will Matafee, Zach Wolfel, Kelly Bonta, Darren Galbraith, Joe Engelkiss, Tom Hess, Greg Engelkiss, Daniel Healy, Melissa Sobolik, Ryan Wilson, Kenny Calkins III, Jordan Eli, Sean Riley, Cameron Crowe, Seth Sakima, Nate Dubler, Chris Wiley, Emily Barth, Sililowitz, no first name on the sheet here, Logan Mason, Nick Walker, Joe Bevelka. Let me think about this one. Joe Bevelaqua. That's it. Joe Bevelaqua. Bevelacqua. He's new. Kyle Crowell, Adam Morse, Jason Miller, Chris Pearson, Matt Wigan, Tim Barrett, Shea Bittenbender, John Marsala, Josh Powell, Brian Thompson, and Dakota Vostri. And Dakota Vostri just bowled the PBA Summer Swing and I believe made the Illinois Open match play. That rings a bell. So he's bowling good. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I know we got some people in the chat interested in the St. Louis bowlers. And skipping 2, they'll be on our featured pairs right here during the next game. So, you know, I could also give you this oil pattern. Let's see what I can do here for you. Trying to make it somewhat attractive here on the screen. I know a lot of you care about oil patterns and whatnot, so let's see if I can get that up for you. Yeah, I think I can do it this way. Okay, everybody, those of you that love oil, here you go. This is your oil pattern today. Screenshot it if you want. It's right up there for you. Once again, just to go over the oil pattern. It's 43 feet in length, 31.14 milliliters of oil. 2.14 to 1 ratio. You can see extremely flat. Troy Fuller hasn't had any problem on it. Speaking of Troy Fuller, he'll be up on lane number 10. Opens this game with a strike and a spare. Used to be a bowling center in St. Louis by the name of Strike and Spare, although most people called it Strike and Strike because it's pretty easy. Really scared this morning when the stream went down right out of the gate, but it looks like everything's going well right now, so thank goodness. Oh, the egg machine is going. Let me get that up real quick. Right here behind me, we've got a young customer here. And we've got an egg. What do we got? What do we got coming out of the egg machine? What do we got? I wonder if I can see what it is. What'd you get? Let's see if he'll listen to me. What'd you get? Come on over. Come on over. All right, we're going to see what he got. Bringing it up right here. What'd you get? What'd you get? People want to know. Oh, wow. Show everybody. Show everybody on the camera. All right, so you got, looks like some fruit chews and a little fish. Yeah, nice, nice, nice. You going to get another one or? Maybe. All right, if you do, let us know. Everybody wants to know, okay? All right, cool. All right, there we go. You called it out earlier. You want to know about the eggs, guys. So I'll give you what you want. Whatever you guys want, I'll do it. Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. I got to hop out of the booth for just a moment here. I'm going to leave you to the ambient sounds of bowling because I need to go over and get with Jennifer and make sure that she's tweeting out the standings on Inside Bowling. That's how you're going to be able to see the standings today. You go to the Inside Bowling Twitter account. And if you don't have Twitter, that's okay. You can still type it into your browser or your mobile device. Open up Safari or Chrome or whatever your browser is on your phone that you want to use. And you can go to twitter.com/Inside Bowling and you'll be able to see the standings right over there. Okay? And then when I come back, we'll talk a little bit about the merch store, the special we're running this weekend for you if you want to support the stream. And I'll check in on the chat. Be right back. All right, so those standings are going to be tweeted out on Inside Bowling's Twitter feed. Got that all set up now. Thanks, Jennifer, for that. We do have the egg machine going again behind me, but I will not cut to that. I'll leave it to the bowling this time. That way I don't have people writing into the company saying that the guy needs to stick to bowling. System resources on my machine are running pretty good. I am recording the stream a little higher quality here locally, so that's good. Let's see what else we have going on here in the chat. I assume everything's working. We're up to 92 viewers. All right, we're almost up to 100 or so. It looks like YouTube now says how long ago you started streaming as well. That's kind of cool. Want to say hello to Riggs. What's up, man? Miss you. You haven't been up here for like, I don't know, 6 or 8 of these things. It's always nice to spend time with you in the booth. Hope Susie's doing well. I never see you anymore, man. Congratulations on a successful event last month. Hello to Tony Campagna Jr. And Jay says, best YouTube notification I've gotten in months. Yeah, well, hey. Got a lot of stuff going on these days. A lot of stuff going on these days. I'm going to log into my Shopify store, which is the InsideBowling.com. I need to put a little disclaimer at the top here. I need to go in and edit the website and put that we're live. Probably not a bad idea if anybody comes over to the website to let them know we're live streaming today. Probably a good marketing idea. If this is your first time joining one of my broadcasts, during qualifying, especially the first round of qualifying, I don't really talk about much bowling that's going on in front of us. So if somebody picks a 7-10 or a big 4 or something like that, let me know so I can clip it off and share it later. But it's more about just getting everything up and running and letting you know what's going on. I've got the scoreboards up so you can keep track of the scores. Troy Fuller just picked the 210, though. I did see that one. I did just see that. That one didn't get by me. Let's see. We're going to tell people to go over to Inside Bowling live streaming. Ebonite Fall Classic. YouTube.com. All right, let's see if we can get a link in here. All right, we'll give that a shot. Let's see what happens. YouTube.com/Inside Bowling. Great. All right, things are good. Now, let's go build a discount code for this weekend for the Inside Bowling web store. Looks like Jennifer got the standings out already. So this weekend, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we started selling merchandise on our store in February of 2018 to crowdfund and try to do some other things. We've got a lot of things we want to do in the bowling industry, and we're using a lot of people have reached out and said, Mike, how can we support what you're doing? Do you take donations? Do you have Patreon, et cetera, et cetera? So what we did, we decided that we would open up a merch store, and it's all handled through a third party. They do all the work for us. And they make really cool shirts. I wear them all the time, T-shirts primarily. We've also got a few pro shop items like ball cups, chamois, and things like that. So if you'd like to support the stream, head over to InsideBowling.com, and I'm going to give you a coupon code right now. The coupon code this weekend to save 20% off the entire website is LIVE, L-I-V-E, LIVE. So if you type in LIVE anytime this weekend while you're ordering on InsideBowling.com, pick out a couple shirts. We've got over 200 designs or chamois, ball cups, whatever you want. You can save 20% with coupon code LIVE. And it is live right now, just so you know. It is live, and it does work. I think. Looks like it. Yep, it's ready to go. And Jennifer tweeted out the standings for us over on the Inside Bowling. Let's see how she did. Says the Ebonite Bowling Fall Classic A Squad standings after 1. Watch live at youtube.com/Inside Bowling. Great. She did a great job. I guess she gets to stay around. So Troy Fuller is our tournament leader, and we saw it right here. Didn't miss a beat. He bowled 287. Kyle Crowe bowled 262. He's in second. Third is Tom Hess. He bowled 240. Fourth is Kenny Calkins III. He bowled 237. Fifth is Kelly Bonta, bowled 232, tied with Emily Barth, also bowled 232. Seventh is Joe Powell, plus 31. Melissa Sobolik, plus 27, is in eighth with Chase Donner. Now we got a developing situation again, folks, as I was covering my bases here. Let's see what we got. How about... camera is that wireless is 6. There it is. We're going to bring you some bonus coverage here in game number 2. Take you back over to lanes 5 and 6. Josh Powell has the front 9, looking for the front 10 right now. The front 10 for Josh Powell. Bowling with Brian Thompson, Dakota Vostri. Dakota can still bowl 2-0. What is that? 201? Yeah, I think so. Yep, 201. And Brian Thompson still bowl 205. But all eyes right now on Josh Powell. This is the second time we've had the front 10 on 5 and 6 to start the day. It was Troy Fuller with 287 the first game, and now Josh Powell a chance to beat the 287 score. Right here he's going for 11 in a row. Two-hander. Oh, wow. Look at the messenger. How cool was that? It's Dakota Vostri up on lane 6. Look at him. He was the one I was talking about that bowled the PBA tournament. The summer swing, the flow bowling summer swing. Bowled extremely well. But here's Josh Powell. All eyes on Josh. Lane number 5. Looking for a 300 game here on this 43-foot, 31 milliliter, 2.14 to 1. Very flat ratio. The two-handers up. Lane number 5. Looking for 300. He's got it. That's 300 game for Josh Powell. Congratulations, Josh. Heck of a game. High scoring pace to start the day here at the Ebonite Fall Classic. Now, I was just given a note here in the booth that down on lanes 25 and 26, Chris Wiley has the front 8, so I'm going to hop out of the booth, grab my wireless camera, get it set up, and keep you updated on that front 8. I didn't know they put the house shot out today. I'm kidding, of course, but this is a little unusual. Okay, taking it down to lanes 25 and 26. It is a little grainy as the wireless camera gets further away from the booth. I'm down at 9 and 10, but at least we do have a feed of this. We will be able to get this for you. Chris Wiley has the front 9 now. And Chris will be up on the right lane. It's Nate Dubler currently bowling on lane number 26. Cameron Crowe up on lane 25. And Seth Akima also on this pair of lanes. And I cannot see the scores from here, so I can't tell you what these guys are bowling right now because they are 8 or 9 pairs away from where I'm located. But I do know that Chris Wiley has the front 9. And here comes Chris now into our screen. This is kind of crazy here, the scoring here this morning. Just a little surprised. Maybe the bowlers are just getting that much better, you know? So here we go from a mile away. We've got our wireless camera set up. Chris Wiley on the front 9. He's playing pretty deep here, isn't he? Soft speed. Okay, there's front 10 for Chris Wiley. Front 11 for Chris Wiley. Could we have 2 300 games in a matter of just 2 or 3 minutes here? About to find out. I have kind of slower ball speed, so I'm rooting for Chris here, for all of us that have slower ball speed. Taking not much time here. Oh, that's inside a target. All right, well, 298 for Chris Wiley. Awesome bowling, man. Awesome bowling. Great job. 298. Wow. Just cruising along here, aren't we? We're bowling quick today. All right, let's see. Where do I want to go next? I guess I'll bring it back into the booth just because I like to look at myself on camera. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. This is the bowling tournament formerly known as the Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open, now called the Ebonite Fall Classic. So just to familiarize with what's going on, I want to thank Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank for all they've done all these years, but also want to thank Ebonite for stepping up and sponsoring the event. We'll have this one here in September, and then we have another one coming up in February, which will be, I think that one's probably going to be called the Spring Classic, but I'm not sure yet. You never know. You never know. So let's see what we got. We got bowlers here. We do have bowlers here, so let's take you back out. We're in game number 3 of 7. Streaming to you from Maple Lanes here in Waterloo, Iowa. Let's take a look and see who we have here on the stream. Over here on lanes 7 and 8, we have Jason Miller, Chris Pearson, and Matt Wagon. Matt Wagon, the unique, unorthodox style, but has been good enough to win him an Eagle. I actually used to compete against this guy in the Heart of Illinois Youth Classic tournaments, as well as the Greater Iowa Youth Bowling tournaments up here when I was younger. So I have to imagine with me just turning 40 2 weeks ago, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm 40 years old. I can't believe it. But Matt's got to be about 40, I would say. He's got to be about 40 years old. And Eagle winner, talented bowler. And that's who's bowling on lanes 7 and 8. 9 and 10, we've got the St. Louis connection here. We've got Tim Barrett, Shea Bittenbender, John Marsala, PBA 50 champion John Marsala, and Brandon Steen. Actually, Brandon Steen's leaving. He came down to get another ball. I just saw him down in the area. So just 3 bowlers here for you. I don't know how these guys started. I guess I could look at Twitter. That's where you get the standings today. You go over to Twitter, Inside Bowling on Twitter. Let's see how these guys started. Just curious. Shea Bittenbender, the first game, bowled 213. Let's see, John Marsala bowled 192 and Tim Barrett 191. Pretty talented pair here. Actually talented 2 pairs. Do you guys like the having 2 pairs at once up? I haven't been doing. I did it on the last time I was here. Let me know what you think about being able to watch 2 pairs at once without building out a split screen. I haven't given much love to our other pair that I have. I do have this pair down here as well, 13 and 14. We did see these guys bowl earlier, but let me know what you think in the chat. Let me know if you prefer this or that. It's getting a little chilly here today. I will tell you that. It's getting a little cold here in the booth. A little chilly. And I didn't pack for cold. You ever know there's like one of those weekends that just comes up out of nowhere? You know, you're just cruising along with the shorts, you know, and the tees. You're just rolling along with it, and everything's feeling great. And then you go out, you go somewhere, you pack for a trip, and you're just still in the mindset of what it's been for the last 4 or 5 months everywhere in the country. And you show up, and you end up finding yourself at like an Old Navy or something, and you're buying stuff that you had no idea you were going to purchase, and then like you don't know why you even bought it. And then you want to find something cheap because you're mad at yourself because you didn't realize that you were going to have to go spend this extra money on clothes that you actually have at home. You ever have that happen to you? Because I seem to have it happen to me once a year around this time. Every year this happens. It's unbelievable how horrible I am at planning for this. It's just doesn't make any sense. It's called the Fall Classic, Mike. You should have read the notes, the show notes. It would have told you that in the fall, you don't wear shorts. You just don't do it. You have to prepare for the season. You know, bring a nice hoodie or pullover or something, dude. Man, you guys ever have that happen, or am I the only one? I must be the only one. You know, as high a scoring as we've seen it this morning, to see Shea Bittenbender miss the headpin on lane number 10 is a little surprising. You know, and just as I say that, you know, Troy Fuller's out there bowling in shorts. Shea Bittenbender's out here bowling in shorts. So maybe I'm not the only one. Interesting way to pick that spare, Shea. Nice and hard and straight down the middle. Hitting the right side of the headpin. Wonder if Shea's been losing weight. Shea, you been losing weight? Shea, you been losing weight?
No.
You look skinny.
Thank you.
Might be my camera. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out.
I appreciate it, though.
Maybe he's been gaining weight. I don't know.
It's an illusion.
He says it's an illusion. Bowling right here in front of me. This is where I'm at, everybody, by the way. I'm right behind 9 and 10. That's where I camp out every year here. Let's see. I'm gonna check back into the chat. I don't have my big monitor with me. I'm just using my laptop, so to check in on the chat's a little more difficult here this time. Hawtree Rockin' Bowler says, I'm bowling B squad. Getting the scouting report from the live stream. Thanks, Mike. I've got 4 of the Inside Bowling shirts. Good quality and funny themes. Appreciate it. Travis Jackson has a really nice observation here. He says every 300 game deserves an egg from the egg machine. It's only a quarter. I could probably go ahead and dip into the IB finances and afford that one for everybody. Fred McGee likes Ebonite International, says EBI is the best. Well, that's cool. You're checking in on Ebonite International stream here, Ebonite Fall Classic. Bit and Bender with a strike. Let's see. Ron Roberts says, 40, you're still a kid. I hit the big 50 in November. Yeah, Ron, well, 50's the new 20, 40's the new 10. Mysum Rizvi says, hi, Mikey. Hello, how are you? Al is like, hey, I like 2-pair. We get to see more bowling. Cool. Dave Justice says, good morning. And they switch lanes every game 2 to the right. No, the skip procedure, skip 1, skip 2, skip 3, and then they do that again twice. And good morning to everybody. We're at 140 people watching now. Everything looks good. I'm pleased with everything working, everything plugged in, and works okay. You know, I don't do this very often anymore. This is like this is kind of like the Pinewood Derby if you're a dad. You know, like all of a sudden it's time for the Pinewood Derby, and you find yourself getting the car and then getting the graphite and the knives and then how you're going to paint the car and everything. You're like, man, I haven't done this in a long time. And then you start working on this car, and then once you get about halfway through it, you're like, oh, now I got the hang of this. Well, that's exactly what this is for me. But I will tell you, by the time we get to Sunday at about noon and we're down to 10 bowlers, we got a pretty good product at that point in time. It's all this practice leading up to it that you guys put up with, so I appreciate that. And if you're just joining us, we're in Waterloo, Iowa. It's the formerly known as the Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open, now the Ebonite Fall Classic. We've got 3 squads today for you. They bowl 7 games on each. This morning started at 8:30. We are in game number 3 right now, and then we'll be back at 1:45 for the next squad, and then 7 o'clock tonight for the 3rd squad. I tried to convince Wesley Lowe to come out and bowl this event and make the 8-hour drive from Wichita, but he didn't. Bittenbender tripping the 4-pin. He's happy to see that. Then tomorrow we'll be back at 9 a.m. for the Cashiers Round, where they bowl 6 games. And then the top 10 make it into a modified bracket. 5 through 10 do anyway. And first through the 4th seed will go into the bar and relax for a bit and watch some football until they have to come out and hit the lanes and figure out who the 5 seed is. And then we'll have a traditional step ladder from there. It's the same format every time we come up to this thing. And we continue to roll here. Make sure you go over and you follow Inside Bowling on Twitter, because that's where you're going to be able to get the updates throughout the day on the standings after every single game. Game 1 already posted. Game 2 probably going to be posted here shortly if it's not already. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, we certainly would appreciate it. We don't upload that often, so it's not like we're going to blow your load up. You know, like you got your feed there, and it's not like we're going to blow it up on you. So make sure you do subscribe to our channel. Also over on Instagram, if you want to follow us over there, we also do some posting and updates over there as well. I guess I need to keep my eyes over here on 5 and 6 to make sure there's no 300 games. I also need to go retrieve my wireless camera from all the way down on lanes 25 and 26. I think I'll do that now. This pair is ahead of everybody, by the way. Fast pace this morning. About 30 minutes a game. So that means this one's over around 10. Squad will be over about 11:30 or 12. The next one doesn't start until 1:45. Is my math right on that? 12 o'clock, 12:15? Wow. I might actually get to go get something to eat. I like it. Let's wall them up from now on. Kidding. I'll be right back. All right, I'm done doing what I needed to do there. Back in business. Looks like standings after 2 are now tweeted out. Let's see. It looks like Josh Powell is your leader, plus 131. Troy Fuller in second at plus 106. Third is Chris Wiley at plus 86. Fourth is Nate Dubler at plus 58. Fifth is Tom Hess at plus 56. Sixth is Will Matafee at plus 53. Seventh is Melissa Sobolik at plus 50. And in tie for ninth. Did I do that right? No, okay. Eighth is Daniel Healy, plus 38. Ninth, John Marsala, plus 30. 10th is Kyle Crowell at plus 29. You can see those standings over on the Inside Bowling Twitter feed. It's a little, I don't know, it's a little grainy. Work with Jennifer on that. The scores are a little grainy. Yeah, she's going to work on maybe cleaning that up a little bit. All right, I'm back. We just worked on getting the standings on Twitter to look a little bit more clear moving forward, starting with game number 3. So we got 191 here. We got a possible 243. It'd be difficult to pick that split, but it'd be awesome if Matt did so. And we've got possible 188 over here on 7 and 8, and then over on 9 and 10. Possible 182 for John Marsala. 239 for Tim Barrett, and 198 for Shea Mender. Tim's bowled a pretty good game from the shots that I actually saw. He's working on a 9-pin no-tap 300. And just as I say that, 4, 6, 7. He was surprised to see that one hook as much as it did. Gets the count. Shea didn't like that one. He crossed over for a bookland strike. Kind of popped up out of the shot. Didn't have very good footwork to the line. It's unusual for him. Go ahead and bounce out of here, and we'll go over to lanes 13 and 14. Bruce Quincy, Alex Dirks, Dan Gifford. Dan Gifford with a nice string of strikes here.
Tommy, 25, 26. Tommy's got the first 9.
Okay. Tom Hess has the front 9 on 25 and 26. Well, everybody, I've already lost 3 pounds this morning running around the bowling center trying to set up cameras for people that have the front 9, which after we finish up here, 193 for Alex Dirks. Quincy Bruce. Good game by him. And Dan Gifford, nice game, 247. All right, we will head over to 25 and 26. Once again, this is my wireless camera. When it's that far away, you do see a little bit of graininess on the screen, so I apologize for that. But it's the best I can do without running gaffing tape all over the bowling center. I'm behind 9 and 10. This is 25 and 26. We just saw a 300 game over here on 25 and 26. Actually, I take that back. 298 down here. Game before. We had 300 on 5 and 6. Basically, if the pair ends in 5 and 6, it means it's a good pair. 5 and 6, we had 287, 300. And then 25 and 26, we had 298. Now here's Tom Hess. He's got the front 9. Also in shorts today. Yep, and he's going to probably point up here. Blame that on our cameras, because I went down there with the camera and he was pointing me to take it away. He did not want the camera on him, which is interesting because he's bowled on national television multiple times. I can't imagine an inside bowling broadcast would bother him. But I guarantee you I will hear about this one later. They are on the game where they skip 3. So where is he going to go? He's on 25 and 6. So he'll go to 20. He'll skip 27 and 8, 29 and 30, and 31 and 2. So yeah, he's going to make the flip down here, which means he's going to have to walk by the booth. And when he does so, I'm sure I'm going to get at least 4 or 5 words in a comment from him in regards to this camera placement after he had the front 9. Needless to say, though, Tom's bowling good this morning, and he can finish off a really nice 279 game. I should text him and ask him if he wouldn't mind when he lugs his bowling equipment down here, if he would bring the camera with him so I don't have to walk down there. Could be like his penance for not getting the job done. We'll have to see here what we want to do here with Tom, but 279 is an awesome game. And I don't have any bowling down here yet on 13 and 14, nor on no 13 and 14, no 7 through 10 either right now. Tournament director Joe Engelkis getting some airtime right there. All right, I'll just bring it in here. Why not? Fix my. This is a trick here that you do. You put that behind you. It's an old broadcaster trick. It's what Joe Buck, Troy Aikman do on Fox. Glad you're with us this morning. We're getting ready to head into game number 4 of the 7 games this morning here at the Ebonite Fall Classic at Maple Lanes, Waterloo, Iowa. I'm Mike Flanagan from Inside Bowling. I want to thank Ebonite for the sponsorship of the tournament, also the Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau. Logo Infusion, you save 20% with coupon code GIBA19. USA Mortgage, Kingpin Bar and Grill, Budweiser and Bud Light, the Budweiser family of beers, Hampton Inn, and then also if you head over to InsideBowling.com, we have Tom was just talking to me. Inside Bowling, we have a coupon code this weekend, live. You just type in live, and you can save 20% off any of the merch or any of the sales stuff we have over there. We have some pro shop items and things like that. So here comes Tom.
a little quick.
Little quick?
Just a little quick.
So was it the camera's fault?
No,
No, it was not the camera's fault. Okay.
it was your fault.
All right, my fault. Okay. All right. Okay. You're going to bring the camera down now, right? You can carry it down here. You can bring the camera down here. Yeah. Bring the camera down, Tom. Go ahead, bring it down. Yeah. So we'll see if he actually brings the camera down. Now that would be something if he actually did. See if he brings it down here. This thing just keeps creeping. What they do is they tape it in the back. If I had a full crew here, I might do that. Let's see if he actually does grab the camera. I'm very interested in this. Oh, he is. I think he's going to get the camera. Wait a minute. He's lugging bowling balls. He's grabbing the camera. He seriously has the camera. Here he comes with the camera. This is great. This is great. This is great. Here he comes. All right. All right. Here he comes with the camera. Here he is. Perfect. Thanks, Tom. Thanks for bringing the camera. Appreciate that very, very much. It's Tom Hess retrieving the camera that just black clouded him. So just to let you know, I mean, I got nothing here. I got nothing here. So that's why I keep going here and making it about me. I do love me some me. That's for sure. Glad you're with us, everybody. Thanks for watching. Looks like I do have some bowlers coming into scene, so I can get off the camera. Let's go over and let's look at the chat. Looks like we're pushing 200 viewers now. Thanks, everybody. Let's see. Let's say hello to Fred McGee again. Multi-Y Apples. Hello. Mike Pate. Fred McGee wants to know if I've thrown any of the new EBI stuff, and if so, what do you like? I'll answer that in a little bit. And I'm still getting the earlier we covered this Movie Pass stock tip I gave a couple years ago. It did go up if you short sold it, but I guess they went under yesterday. So thank you. Let's see. Hello to Silver Silent RD. Hello to Boho Ninja 1. That's it. Hi, Russell. Silver Silent RD. Yep. And Mike Pate wants to know where you can find standings. Go to Twitter/Inside Bowling for that. Hello to Ryan Sample. Good morning. And hello to Jerry Mars. Oh, Jerry, you're bowling tonight at 7. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I'll see you then. All right, heading into this game number 4 of 7. Let's see who we have, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Let's take it out to the lanes, everybody. Lanes 9 and 10 coming up for you. Cameron Crowe, who bowled 298 earlier, is back on our stream with Seth Akima, along with Nate Dubler and Chris Wiley. Next door, we're going to have Kenny Calkins III, who has finished second in this event before, Jordan Eli, and Sean Riley. Calkins always bowls with a hat on. And that's what we have for you here. 2019 Ebonite Fall Classic here in Waterloo, Maple Lanes. College football Saturday, NFL season week number 2 this week. Lane pattern is 43 feet in length, 31.14 milliliters of oil, 2.14 to 1 ratio, and we've already had multiple high games here today. Standings are being tweeted out, twitter.com/inside bowling after every single game. Jennifer's doing that. We had a stream issue this morning, but it's still green here, so that's good. Have 3 squads today, A, B, and C right now. Start at 8:30. We'll be back at 1:45 again for the B squad, and then 7 o'clock for C squad. Back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time for the Cashiers Round, and then about noon we get started with the top 10 bowlers that bowl 7 bowls 10, 8 bowls 9, winner of that. Then they draw 5 and 6 seeds, come in and bowl, and then they bowl each other, and then the winner of that then becomes the 5th seed, and then the top 4 bowlers after the 13 games of qualifying that are sitting and waiting, they will then bowl a traditional stepladder against whoever comes out of the 5th through 10th bracket thing that we do. And of course, they'll be switching pairs every single time, so we'll be moving cameras after all of that as well. So that's what happens here at the Ebonite Fall Classic. Anybody have anything they want to bring up here in the chat? Anything you want to ask me about? I've been around a lot of bowling here. I haven't been on the airwaves since last March, and that was a collegiate tournament. So if you want to pick my brain about anything, I know I got to answer these the Ebonite bowling ball question here shortly. I've got that one written down. If you have any other questions for me, let's get them in now. I'll answer them as best as I can with what I know and what I can tell you. And I'd be more than happy to do so. Can you read the scores? Are the scores readable on these screens? I do have a alcohol swab. Maybe I'll. You know what? I'm going to clean them real quick. I'm going to clean that. See if that helps at all. Well, everybody, that was a giant mistake, cleaning all of that. Now I've got all kinds of problems. Oh, boy. I got to move you over to 13 and 14. I'm moving you over there, but I'm just trying to get the cameras clean. I forgot to clean them. Just want to make sure you got a clear picture. So, anyway, that was a disaster. Just give me a minute here. Moving you over to 13 and 14. Where we have Joe Bevelacqua, Kyle Crowell, Adam Morse, I believe, is who's supposed to be over there. That doesn't seem right. Looks like they've got a different lane pairing here. Looks like we had a late addition there. Anyway, I'm gonna get this other pair fixed now. All right, I fixed the camera, everybody, after the alcohol swab, trying to clean the lens for everybody. But does this look any clearer? Can you see the scoreboards clearer now? That's really all that I care about. That's it. Can't wait to go look at the chat, see what you guys have been saying. Am I going to bring back the IB Open was another question. I can see the scores, rather see last names and initials. I have bad eyesight. I'm on my phone. I can see the scores just fine. What are your 3 favorite places you visited this year? What's your thoughts of Bull Arrow acquiring the PBA? Okay, we got good questions. Got a plethora of questions to answer, which is always good. As clear as it was before. That's so funny. DJ says it's much better. I think you're just being nice there. I think you're being nice. All right. Guess I'll start diving into some of these questions. Did we get a standings after 3? I think we might have a standings after 3. Let me see what we have here. Steve Hawtrey retweeting some things for us. That's cool. Thank you. Yeah, we got standings after 3, and it's a little clearer. Tom Hess is your leader at plus 135. Chris Wiley in second at plus 108. Troy Fuller's in third at plus 107. Josh Powell's in fourth at plus 98. Fifth is Nate Dubler at plus 82. Kelly Bonta's in sixth. Dakota Austria in seventh. Daniel Healy in eighth. Brett Lobdell in ninth. And Cameron Crowe in 10th. Out of the 48 bowlers this morning, we have 22 of them are plus. All right, so I'm going to start digging into these questions you guys have here in the chat for me. So we will get started with, have I thrown many of the EBI bowling balls, and what do I think of them? That question was asked about 20 minutes ago. So I will tell you that I get all the EBI bowling balls, and I haven't been bowling much, but I've been observing a lot of other people throwing the balls, such as professional bowlers all the way down to just league bowlers. And I can tell you that top to bottom right now, there's almost too many options. It's interesting to see how some people love certain balls and like another person won't drill one. But right now, I will just tell you, I'll just go brand by brand, kind of a quick synopsis of what I'm seeing. We'll start with the Ebonite. The Ebonite brand, because that's who sponsors this tournament. So the Choice bowling balls are big, heavy rolling, asymmetrical bowling balls. New Choice Solid, Andrew Anderson really likes, not just because he did the video, but it tumbles and really digs into the oil, that Choice Solid. I'll also touch on the Game Breaker series, the new black blue, and you just see the Game Breaker series used all the time. Shannon O'Keefe, her go-to ball is the Game Breaker 3. She loves the Game Breaker 2 on the Queens with it. It's your typical benchmark, symmetrical piece. Can't go wrong. Tommy Jones uses them all the time. I mean, there for a while, when I first started working with Ebonite International, everybody had Game Breakers in their bags because it was just kind of the symmetrical go-to ball. But now that there's so many good symmetrical balls across the 4 brands, now you don't see it quite as much, but there are a few that just live and die by it. If you're looking for a product at a very low cost that's an amazing bowling ball, it's that Destiny Solid. It's like a pinkish purple looking bowling ball. I mean, for the money, you cannot beat that ball. We'll head over to track. The Heat Lava, there's a video we did with Steve Hoskins. He was amazed at how close that was to the original Triton Heats, matching up with today's lane conditions. He made that ball look really good. There's a video out on the track YouTube page for it. Jordan Richard loves the Heat Lava. The precisions were almost too much ball for most bowlers, but really good for the second arrow burglars that throw at 100 miles an hour with hardly any rev rate. I mean, that ball helped out a lot of those types of people, which if that's how you bowl, get one of those balls. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why they make a variety of bowling balls, but it did not quite appeal to as many bowlers So it didn't get used as much as I think that most would have, that ball could have done, I guess I should say. Really good product, though. And then over in the track line, the Triton Elite is used all the time by professionals and amateurs all over the world. It's a really good benchmark ball as well. A little more heavy rolling than some of the other symmetrical pieces. Tactics Hybrid, Tactics, underrated bowling balls for sure. So that just gives you a little bit of insight on that. The new Paradox Red from Track is the first solid Paradox that they've made, and it's gotten some play in professionals' hands, and I think you'll see it more and more. Let's head over to Columbia 300, and Columbia 300 has the Beast and the Messenger line, entry-level bowling balls that just came back. Look awesome, great shelf appeal, multiple colors to choose from, great entry-level products. Also over on the Columbia 300 side, the Black Chaos is a tour favorite by many. The original, or the Green Chaos. Bill O'Neill won the very first Fox broadcast, the Hall of Fame Classic earlier this year with that. So it's a good core. Matches up well with different cover stocks. Savage Life is a favorite of many of the pros. So there's a lot of options there. And then over on Hammer, my goodness, there's like, I don't know, there's been like 10 balls on back order. They've been so popular. So Web Tour, fan favorites for sure. The Web Tour, obviously that symmetrical ball that doesn't quite give you as much down lane motion. It's just more of a controllable off the end of the pattern bowling ball. The Statements are those, big ASIMs that you want in your bag. You want to carry at least one of those, and whatever it would be, whichever one you like. Hybrid, Solid, or the Pearl. Also in the Hammer line, the purple urethane is arguably the best urethane ball on the market. And if you lack a little bit of rev rate, the Black Hammer rolls a little bit earlier. And then if you lack a lot of rev rate, they have another option for you in that Black Widow hammer, or urethane hammer. Black Widow urethane. And then, the pink ball, the Black Widow pink, has just, wrecked them. That ball's just really wrecked them. So you really can't go wrong in the Hammer line. If you like the vibes, you like that kind of check mark reaction. I think it's really responsive off the dry, especially the orange one. That's just my opinion. Other people see other things from them. It also depends on how you drill them, pin down, pin up, things like that. But right now there's a lot of really good products top to bottom. I'm going to be bowling in La Raza in a couple weeks, so I got to kind of get my game back in gear a little bit. I'm bowling with Jason Guest from KR Strikeforce, footwear specialist. I'm bowling with Dave Wadka, PBA champion and multiple regional champion, member of the PBA League for many years. And I'm bowling with Tom Clark, the commissioner of the PBA Tour. That's my team in La Raza. And I work with all three of those guys through my brand association and account work that I do with Inside Bowling. So I need to go and make sure I don't make a fool of myself. So I got to get back to the lanes. I got to do some practicing. And I am personally going to drill a Chaos Black. I am going to drill, what else did I say that I was going to drill? A Triton Elite. And I believe I'm going to drill a Black Widow Pink and maybe a Destiny Solid. I also didn't talk about the Futura, and that's a really good ball too. So I'm going to drill those and then see what else I need to drill. I'm only going to bring 3 balls to La Raza, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do. So anyway, that answers the EBI bowling ball question. Hopefully that was helpful. Let's see. Next question in the chat. Hello to Bowlers Deals. I missed you earlier. Said, hey, dude. Well, let's see. Am I going to bring back the IB Open? Another question here in the chat. Right now, the answer is no. I am doing some work with Tropicana Lanes in St. Louis, and it kind of makes sense to maybe redo it and go back to Tropicana. They want to support it. They want me to do it. But I got to tell you, we saw a decrease in entries the last 3 years in a row, and a lot of it has to do with the people that I hang out with and that I'm most influential over, which are the professional bowlers. We had a lot of pro bowlers coming to bowl that event, and it scared off a lot of regular bowlers. And in the St. Louis marketplace, I haven't been that influential in that market for a while since I moved to Utah. And there's so many other options of things to bowl and so much going on. I used to attract a lot of female bowlers as well, and the PWBA season is just getting underway now at the time when the IB Open was. And I really don't want to run something that has a decrease in entries. And then also, it's very difficult to manage that event. I mean, it's like $100,000 in transactions in a 40-day window. And it's like a huge strobe light and red flag to the IRS to look at what you're doing. And with all the other things that I have going on, you just gotta answer for it all. You gotta send out all those 1099s, which isn't cheap, and you gotta make sure all your stuff's filed properly. And it just really wasn't that much fun anymore running the tournament in regards to everything else I do in my business. I wouldn't mind somebody else like having the inside bowling open, and none of it runs through my books, so to speak, and all I do is get paid to stream it or something like that. I have some other ideas for tournaments that I want to do. If I get back in the tournament business, it's going to be a for-profit, and I'm going to hire people to help run it and do things. But at the same time, I'll provide a lot of value to the people that will participate in it. So right now, I would say the juice isn't worth the squeeze with everything else I have going on in my life. I could also live stream every weekend if I wanted to. There's that much demand for it. But once again, the juice isn't worth the squeeze there either. And at some point in time, I can't be a weekend tournament streamer for the rest of my life. I like doing it occasionally, like this weekend. It's fun to talk to you guys and come in and do this. If there was more money in it, maybe I would do 26 weekends a year. Every other week would be okay if I could make a decent living doing it. But there's just not enough money in it. And if there was enough money in it, under this current financial structure that's set up, I'd be taking it from the bowlers, and I really don't want to do that. So it kind of defeats the purpose. So IB Open, probably not. Wouldn't rule it out. Maybe. But I have to figure out some different ways to financially run that event. Let's see. Another question here in the chat. What are your 3 favorite places you've visited so far this year? Well, let's see. Where have I been? I've been to Dallas. I've been to North Carolina. I've been to Vegas a couple times. Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Nashville. Detroit. Ogden, Utah, where I live. St. Louis. Florida. Wichita, Kansas. I went to San Diego, California. Or no, LA. I was in LA. Scores in front of us, by the way. 221, 226, 165, 225, 211, 200, 175 to give you an idea of the scoring pace. Move you over to 13 and 14 where we still have bowling. I need to get to Denver. I also want to go to Scottsdale, Arizona. I want to go to Seattle. And I want to get out to the East Coast. I want to go see a game at Fenway Park. We're considering going to see Green Day, Fall Out Boy, and Weezer at either Citi Field in New York or Fenway Park in Boston. That's in 2020. In August of 2020. We're thinking about taking a trip there, maybe making a week out of that. Going to Costa Rica in a couple weeks. Haven't traveled out of the country besides to Canada before, so that'll be interesting. But I always enjoy going to Vegas. I go there a lot. I know a lot of local eating establishments and stuff. I like to go there for the eating. Just know my way around there. I like the climate in Vegas. I guess Detroit was enjoyable because it was Junior Gold and there was so much positivity and things going on. But really when I go and I visit these places, I really don't get to do a whole lot. I've recently kind of taken a liking to baseball cards. I like to go into these baseball card shops and see what they have and buy a few cards here and there. And maybe I'll talk about that later. But, I guess I would say my vacation I took to L.A., going to Vegas, and I guess I would say Detroit, as weird as that sounds. So there's an answer to that question for you. What are your thoughts on Bowl Arrow acquiring the PBA? We'll get to that one in a minute. Tony Campagna tells me La Raza I should take urethane. You could start sharpening your game today. You should bowl since there's still spots. Yeah, I know. And Jay says Eureka, Missouri. I also visited there this year. So that's true. I did visit there. Left my hat there that I still got to pick up. Speaking of Fallout Boy, has anyone ever told you that toys sound like Joe Troman? No. Nope. Let's see how many people we got watching. I got to refresh the browser for it to tell me for whatever reason. Something kind of new with YouTube, I think. I'm watching my ad now. 161 watching. Cool. Cool. Maybe we'll get a couple hundred at some point. Jason Poley says, go see the show at Fenway. Seen Pearl Jam 4 times there. Boston's one of my favorite cities and is very clean. Okay. Yeah, I might do that. Appreciate that, Jason. I think you're on the list to bowl today, I hope. See you when you get here. So the Bullmore AMF, or Bullmore, I shouldn't even say Bullmore AMF, Bullmore buyout of the PBA. Yeah, I'll speak about that in a moment, probably when we get in the next game. Finishing up this game number 4 here. 3 to play, 10:42 in the morning, half an hour a game. Looking at 12:15. Next squad starts at 1:45. We'll be back to stream that. Cool. Stephanie Cecilowitz, Logan Mason, Nick Walker is where I'm confused on the pairings here, because Cecilowitz, and there's 4 people on this pair, so I don't know what happened to the pairings. So my apologies for that on this 13 and 14. Let me get my game number 5 graphic up. And then I'll introduce our new set of players here, which they're going to be familiar to you. On lane 7 and 8, tournament director Joe Engelkiss. Let's see if he can get a strike. Oh, he does. Look at that. Look at that money. What he does is he develops these lane patterns for himself. So they only play to his style so he can win every tournament. So far there's been, this is the 16th version of the event, and he's won 14 of 15. So he'll probably win this one too. And I'm completely joking right now. Joe's like the nicest guy in the world. And he half the reason why he likes to run these events is so he can bowl in them himself. So, and nobody ever has an issue with Joe bowling these events. I said this before. If Joe Engelkiss ever won this event, all the bowlers in the field would be ecstatic for him, instead of most tournament directors that would bowl their own tournament and win the event. Everyone would be like all over social media talking about how this guy is a cheat and a scammer, and he's just the worst thing for bowling ever. And in this particular case, because of how Joe is and who he is and his reputation, it would be the exact opposite if he won. It would be like the coolest story ever in the history of this thing. Anyway, he's bowling with a guy by the name of Tom Hess, who's about to bowl on lane 7. And his son, Greg Engelkiss. I don't know why the numbers are up there, 1, 2, 3 now. Wow, that was an interesting 4, 6, 10. And just to the right of this group will be Daniel Healy, Melissa Sobolik, and Ryan Wilson will be coming in on 9 and 10. So I asked for questions in the chat. Hello to Casey Murphy. Hello to Stan the Man. Hello, guys. Casey, I saw your name on the list. I assume you're going to be bowling here today. It'll be, if you were to win this event, you'd be the first 3-time champion of this event, which would be really cool. I feel like I need to fix this camera for the scoreboards, and then I'll answer the question. I think they just got better. I think the scoreboards just got a little better. Yep, they did. Okay, so the question was, Casey's Bowling B Squad. What are your thoughts on Bowl Arrow acquiring the PBA? And no, Brad Miller's not bowling. He elected to bowl the regional and support the PBA this weekend. Can't blame him for that. He's bowling with Francois Lavoie, and he was traveling with somebody else. I know Nick Krummel's bowling this event, though, and Nick Pate, I believe, is bowling this event, too. A couple of favorites to win the event, along with you, Casey, and some of the other. So the Bowlmore buyout of the PBA. So there's a lot of opinions out there about it. My company, Inside Bowling, does the social media for the Professional Bowlers Association. We've been doing it for almost 2 years now, a year and a half, I guess I should say. Year and 3/4, I guess. January of 18 to now. And, you know, Bowlmore's been wanting to purchase the PBA for several years. And now that the deal is finally done, you know, I was sitting there personally thinking, okay, well, they've got a big team. We're not going to be doing the social media for the PBA anymore. This is going to be a done deal. You know, it was fun while it lasted, you know. Handling the social media for the Professional Bowlers Association is something that myself and my company takes extremely serious. It's a privilege to be able to represent professional bowling on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Like, I got to pinch myself sometimes that that's even trusted in our hands. I mean, it's really an unbelievable thing. And I thank Tom Clark, Janae Haggerty, and all of them for the opportunity to do so. And we've had really good results. Like, we've really worked hard at covering the events in real time and cleaning up the page, too, with getting rid of some of the negativity in bowling, blocking people and stuff like that. And we've really enjoyed that, working on that account. It's been a blast. So I thought for sure that, you know, Bowlmore AMF, having so many bowling centers and such a big group out of New York handling all of this, that we were done, put a fork in us, you know. Just waiting to get the pink slip. But we had a conference call this week, and I can't get into too much of it, but I can tell you a little bit. And on the call, they said, you've been doing a great job. Why would we not work with you? We could learn from you. And I hope we can learn from them on some of the things that they do better. So it was really cool and really encouraging just on this one decision that does affect me. And it's really, I can only really comment about what I think of things based off of facts that I know. So I would have bet that we were not going to be doing their social media anymore, and they said, no, we need you. We want you to be part of it, and we are. So that's a +1 for this change. The +2 is now, instead of the PBA operating with only the fundage from the PBA and the sponsors, now they've got a little backing with Bowlmore. And Bowlmore can shift their advertising dollars from things they've done in the past to putting it into the tour, and we'll just have to see what happens. They've kept a majority of the crew around that do a lot of the work for the PBA, which is great. few people lost their jobs, which with any sort of transition is going to happen, and I'm sad for them. But I think we really just have to sit back and wait and see. In regards to how they've ran their bowling centers, you know, I think they've made some mistakes, and I think they'd tell you that. They've made some mistakes with the bowling centers. But you know what? When you take over 500-plus bowling centers at one time, and a lot of them are operating in the red, sometimes you have to make blanket decisions across the board that don't make sense in certain markets, but you just don't have the time or resources to custom fit every bowling center's changes that need to make happen. So only time will tell with this PBA situation. I really don't want to speak to the bowling center side of things because I just don't know enough about it. But I can understand how some of the decisions that have been made on a case-by-case basis have made some bowlers upset, and they know that. And I think they would agree with that. So really it's all about what I see going forward and what I see from working with them directly in regards to the PBA social media accounts. So I'm hopeful. I'm looking towards the future. I do know that the Microsoft folks that were in charge of it put all their money into it early, lost a lot of money, never really, you know, became a big cash cow for them, and then pretty much said, hey, Tom, here's the deal. You got to run this thing at a break even. We're not going to put any more money into this. And it's been operating like that for several years. Now you've got a new group excited about it with cash flow, with the opportunity for sponsorships to no longer just be sold to the PBA, but can be sold to distribution within 500-600 locations throughout the country. So if I wanted to start Mike's Craft Brew, I could now sponsor the tour for $1 million, but I might be getting poured in 600 locations all throughout the country in these bowling centers, and that's more attractive to me as a sponsor. How many bowling centers or how many Bolero bowling centers have people coming in and out of them today, and how many impressions can that sponsor get, not only on Fox Sports or CBS Sports Network, but also inside these bowling centers, even on monitors and things like that. So it's going to be really cool to watch, really interesting to see what's going to play out. I see the glass half full in this situation, and I wish them nothing but the best, and I hope that along the way they continue to kind of be business as usual in many regards and just enhance the business as usual model that they currently have. I look forward to seeing more from Flow Bowling as well, and I hope that the partnership between Flow Bowling and Bullmore with the PBA continues to soar and do well. If you're not subscribed to Flow Bowling, I highly suggest that you do. They put together a great product over there. They actually have a documentary movie, Simonson, Leave It Behind, you should watch. It's really good. And that's kind of my take on the Bullmore PBA buyout. So there you go. If you have any other questions for me, let me know. I will do a bit of a reset here. If you're just joining us, this is the tournament formerly known as the Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. It is now the 2019 Ebonite Fall Classic, sponsored by Ebonite. Other associate sponsors, the Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau, Logo Infusion. You can save 20% at logoinfusion.com with coupon code GIBA19. USA Mortgage, the Kingpin Grill, Budweiser, Bud Light family of beers, and the Hampton Inn. The oil pattern today is 43 feet in length, 31.14 milliliters, 2.14 to 1 ratio. Skip procedure is skip 1, skip 2, skip 3, and then they do it again. $160 entry fee into this tournament, $3,000 for first. Squad times today, 8:30 a.m., 1:45 p.m., and 7. I'll be streaming all three of them to you. Then back tomorrow at 9 a.m. with 6 games of the Cashiers Round. We're on Central Time Zone here. And also, this is the 16th edition of this event. There's 2 of them a year, one in February, one in September, ran by Joe Engelkiss and his family. If you're looking for standings, you can go over to Inside Bowling on Twitter, twitter.com/Inside Bowling. Make sure you give us a follow. And Jennifer's tweeting out the scores after every single game here in Waterloo, Iowa. So that gives you a little update on what's going on there. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, if you don't follow us on Instagram or on Twitter, or you don't give us a follow on Facebook, we would appreciate it if you did. You just type in Inside Bowling across all of those platforms and you can find us. Also, we're on LinkedIn. If you're a business professional and you're involved in LinkedIn, make sure you go give our company profile a follow as well. We would certainly appreciate that. You go on LinkedIn, you type in Inside, then you hit the space bar, and then bowling, and then it'll pop up. And make sure you follow our company. We would greatly appreciate that. And then we also have a merch store on our website. You can save 20% this weekend in the merch store if you use coupon code LIVE, L-I-V-E. We got a bunch of shirts in there, over 200 styles. We've also got some chamois, ball cups, stuff like that. And we use a lot of those funds to help dump back into what we're doing here. We just upgraded our Wirecast switching software, and we also added an additional dongle here that's USB powered to allow for one more extra camera. So what I can do here is I have this booth cam using the dongle, and then I also have the wireless camera, which the kids are coloring over at the tournament office right there. Yep. See Jennifer's on the phone, updating the scores over there. It's hilarious, actually. Look at that. She's looking at me right now. So anyway, we did add that extra camera, actually. So little things like that, you know, we upgrade our stuff. Talked earlier, if you want to go backwards, talk a little bit about just how rusty I am at streaming and how I don't do it that often anymore, but just happy when I bring everything up here and everything works. And it is working well today. We did have a little hiccup earlier this morning with the internet, but looks like everything's back up and running and going well for us, so I'm happy about that, that's for sure. Checking in on the scores, 7 and 8. Joe Engelkis trying to trip a 4-pin, just can't. Tom Hess having a hard time striking here on this pair. Joe Engelkis is kind of the class of the field here in this game, number 5. He's got himself a spare strike spare and a triple. Lanes 9 and 10 are underway, a few frames in. Got the, I believe he's still the center manager here. Ryan Wilson, Melissa Sobolik, and Dan Healy. So we're cruising right along here this morning, just shy of 11 o'clock. Hope you're enjoying the coverage this morning. Want to thank everyone that's been going in here and purchasing apparel this morning. We've had quite a few sales here on the website. Thank you very much. Really do appreciate it. David, Mike, Nick, Frank, Cheryl, Sarah, thanks for all the orders today. Looks like we've got standings up after 4. Tom Hess, your tournament leader, right here on our featured pair, struggling this game, plus 181. Second is Chris Wiley at plus 133. Third is Josh Powell at plus 101. Fourth, Kelly Bonta at plus 93. Fifth, Zach Wolfel at plus 85. At plus 79 is Troy Fuller. He's in 6th. Cameron Crowe is 7th at plus 62. 8th is Seth Akima at plus 52. 9th, Bruce Rollins Jr. at plus 48. And in 10th is Nate Dubler at plus 47. Currently right now, out of the 48 bowlers, 26 of them are plus. And that is Kenny Calkins the third. So they take 1 and 3 here. So out of 48 bowlers, we're looking at roughly 16 bowlers. Currently right now, 16th place is plus 31 after 4 games. So a little bit higher scoring here than we've seen in years past. Be interesting to see how the pattern continues to play as it gets laid down and stripped and re-oiled throughout the rest of the squads today. Hess is looking for a double. He's been going high on that lane quite a bit. Saw it earlier to start the game. Continue to see and check in on how he's doing right here. Casey Murphy says he has a couple of the T-shirts. Love them. Really appreciate that, Casey. You know, I go back a long way with you, brother. A long, long way. all the way back to the very first IB Open, man. And, can you believe that? That was 2011 already, 8 years ago. How time flies. Hope you have a safe trip coming up. Too bad you didn't bring K. Will with you. Got to know Kevin Williams quite a bit, working with him a little bit here as he's made the switch over to Ebonite International, worked on some ball shoots with him and some time at Junior Gold. What a great young man he is, and he's got a lot of talent, not only as a bowler but as a rapper as well. If you haven't checked out Kevin Williams' music, you really should. He's on Spotify, he's on iTunes, he's everywhere. Make sure you follow Kevin Williams. Make sure you give his music a listen to, give him some support. The more people that listen to it on iTunes and on Spotify, it goes up on the ratings. It shows you right there just how many times it's been played. Make sure you go check it out. He's dropping new music, and I root for a guy like that very, very much. Still openings if you're watching and you want to make the trip to Waterloo, Iowa. There's openings on B and C squad from what I understand. Not many. You'd have to check with the tournament office to find out exactly. I could find out if you really want me to find out for you. And it is chilly in the bowling center, so if you're coming to watch your favorite loved one bowl, I highly suggest stopping at somewhere and getting yourself a long sleeve parka. Well, you don't quite need a parka. Maybe just like an Under Armour pullover or something would be helpful. I didn't bring one, and I'm really wishing that I did. Michael Morrison asks, what is the current pattern these guys are practicing on? They're not practicing on the pattern. They're bowling a tournament. And the pattern that they're bowling on is a 43-foot length pattern, 31.14 milliliters of oil, 2.14 to 1 ratio today. Had some stream inconsistencies here recently, everyone. Not doing anything different, just trying to get it to work. So just finishing up game number 5 of the 7-game block. Tom Hess, your tournament leader, looking to bowl 194 with a double in 10th here. That's a good shot. Looks like we're going to have 3 190s on this pair. Ryan Wilson can bowl 196. Dan Healy can bowl 191. And Melissa's struggling a little bit here. So 193 for Hess. And just like that, we roll into game 6, looks like. Game 5 finishing up on the right, game 6 coming in on the left. We officially switch over to game number 6 now. Nicole DePaul Miller up on lane 8. Justin Petrie. And Chris Karinsky.
I stuck so bad. Then I thought I was going over the line. Are you watching us down there or not?
A little bit, yeah. Joe was wanting to know if we were covering 13 and 14. He stuck. Didn't do too well. Coming in on lanes 9 and 10, we have, looks like, Brett Lobdell, Bruce Rollins Jr., Kurt Bach. Here's 15 and 16, Tom Hess, tournament leader, I would assume still. Following with Joe and Greg Engelkiss. Back over to 7 through 10. you miss me, everybody? I was out troubleshooting the internet issues with the buffering we were having issues with, and so far, knock on wood, so good. So, back with you. Our next squad starts at 1:45. We'll be back with you for another 7 exciting games of bowling. Let's take a look at Tom Hess with the PBA washout here. He thought he had it. Let's just put it that way. Sorry for the break in the action, everybody. I'm back with you. Mike Flanagan here from InsideBowling.com. 2019 Ebonite Fall Classic, game number 6 of 7 of this A-Squad qualifying that began just after 8:30 a.m. this morning. Be back with you at 1:45 and then again at 7 p.m. 3 squads. We're probably going to have about 160 bowlers, I would guess, in this event. I don't know if he's still going to bring back 60 tomorrow or not. It's a 1-3 comeback on Sunday. Be back with you tomorrow on Sunday at 9 a.m. Central Time for the Cashiers Round. Then we'll follow that up around noon with the top 10. And eventually we'll get to our step ladder a little bit later in the afternoon. It is the tournament formerly known as the Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. Ebonite stepped up and brought in their sponsorship now. They've always been involved with the event as an associate sponsor and sponsors the Greater Iowa Bowling Association tournaments throughout the year. But now even more involved with these awesome events that happen in February and in September every year. This is the 16th one of those. 16th version of this tournament. Been going for 8 years now. Proud to have been associated with them for about 14 of the events or so. We've streamed about 14 of them. You can find them on our Inside Bowling YouTube channel, archived. It's kind of funny to go back and look at them from 7-8 years ago and listen to myself because I'm so amazing now at broadcasting and how terrible I was back then. The oil pattern on the lanes is 43 feet in length, 2.14 to 1 ratio, 31 milliliters of oil. We have 48 bowlers on the squad. If you want to see the standings, you go to Inside Bowling Twitter page, Twitter/Inside Bowling. And I'm actually going to go there right now and take a look. 4 minutes ago, it was updated with standings after game number 5. Tom Hess is still your leader at plus 174, and second is Chris Wiley at plus 169. In third is Cameron Crowe at plus 118. At 109 in fourth is Josh Powell. In fifth is Nate Dubler at plus 84. Sixth is Troy Fuller at plus 82. Seventh is Zach Wolfel at plus 71. Eighth is Kelly Bonta at plus 63. At plus 61 and ninth is Adam Morse. And now up into 10th place is Shapen, Mender at plus 60. He's making the move. Hi, Linda. Huh? Linda Keeler's bowling, everybody. It's an announcement that we're making right now, live on the air. Linda Keeler is going to bowl. We could potentially have the first ever husband and wife duo to have ever won this tournament. Her husband, Steve, has won the event. Maybe Linda will win this year's tournament. That would be a cool story. No matter who Linda would be bowling in the final, I would be rooting for her above everyone in the field. I think it actually goes Linda Keeler is who I'd root for the most. Joe Engelkiss is who I'd root for the second most. And then everybody else just is the same. We do have an interactive chat that was quite interactive earlier, but now it's not as interactive. So if you have any questions or anything that you'd like to know here, I'd be more than happy to talk about anything you'd like, whether it's the bowling world associated with this event or anything that's not even got anything to do with what we're doing right here. I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it, chat, talk things over. I am flying solo here in the booth, doing my best Vin Scully I possibly can. We are in Waterloo, Iowa is the name of the town that we are in. 32-lane bowling center. We are not using lanes 1 and 2. We're using lanes 3 through 32. 213 for Chris. Nicole can double in the 10th to be in the 170s. Kurt Bach with a possible 184. It's kind of low scoring right now around these pairs. Go check back in on lanes 13 and 14. We got Greg Engelkiss working on a potential 205. If he can strike here in the 9th, he has that potential. And nope, comes in for 210. Tom Hess, 72 in the 5th. Not a good start, but a triple to follow it up. And Joe Engelkiss, our tournament director, has got a possible 177 left. So the scoring pace has come down considerably from what they saw on the fresh. They've got an extremely tricky pair-to-pair, it looks like to me. Oh, Greg Engelkiss with the high strike there. Tournament leader's just been grinding away here, Tom. Saw him bowl 190 the last time he came through our pairs, and now with a spare, he can bowl 200 even. Got quite a few people shuffling in now. I anticipate this squad getting over about 12:05 or 12:10. The next squad doesn't start till 1:45, so about an hour and a half break between squads. We'll come back with you at 1:45. Ryan Odell wants to know, how do you find the scores? Go to twitter.com/Inside Bowling, or just go on to Twitter and search for Inside Bowling, and we're updating those. Where's my boy Chase Donner? Chase Donner, let's find him. Chase Donner. Chase Donner's in 31st out of 48 bowlers. He's minus 22 after 5 games. Tenth frame for Tom Hess. 200 even left. Tom Hess was part of an exciting stepladder. Was that 2 tournaments ago? Maybe it was the last one. I don't even remember. That was incredible. His second time winning this event was an incredible run. It's archived on our YouTube channel. I actually need to get an event history up here in the booth and find out who's won the last few tournaments, because we've done so many of them that some of it's escaping me. I know that Casey Murphy and Troy Fuller had to go to a roll-off in the championship match. $199 for your tournament leader. Moving into game number 7 now. Dakota of Austria coming in to your screen, along with Brian Thompson and Josh Powell. And just next door, Quincy Bruce, Alex Dirks, Dan Gifford. pretty good shot there from Dakota of Austria. He's got a good look on this pair. I'm going to look and see where Dakota is in the standings. 12th at plus 48 after 5. I don't know what he had game 6. As soon as I say that, he misses the 7-pin. Off to the left side of your screen, you can see Tim Barrett. And he's really found his strike shoes here. He has 6 in a row going in the 10th frame. You see him off to the left side of your screen. 7 in a row for Tim. So Tim Barrett has a 7-bagger after 3 spares in a row, looking to try to get himself into the contention to be able to make the cut. Big last game. John Marsala bowling pretty well as well. He can bowl 279. Shea Bittenbender on the pair with those guys can bowl 191. Looks like we have standings after 6 now. Take a look at that, give you a bit of a rundown. Standings after 6. Chris Wiley, your leader, at plus 181. Hess is in second at 173. Nate Dubler in third at plus 142. Cameron Crown in fourth at plus 135. Shea Bittenbender in fifth at plus 116. 6th is Troy Fuller at plus 107. 7th is Dakota of Austria at plus 106. 8th is Will Matafee at plus 97. 9th, Kyle Crowell at plus 80. Josh Powell is in 10th at plus 77. Tim Barrett was in 20th at plus 23. And he is going to bowl, let's see, kind of hard to read from here. $264. $264 for Tim Barrett. John Marsala bowled 261. Is that right? 261? He was in 16th at plus 41, so he gets the 102 over. Don't forget, I'll be back with you at 1:45 today with the B squad. About 2 hours from now. And Vostri with a strike. So far today on this squad, we've had a 300 from Josh Powell, a 298 from Chris Wiley, a 287 from Troy Fuller, a 279 from Tom Hess on this squad. Scoring pace still relatively low overall. Nobody bowled 300 or 290 or 280 and ran away with them and averaged 250 for the squad or anything like that. A lot of 190s and 2-0s from our leaders a lot of the other games. 310 converted, and a pat on the back. $214, $202, possible $224 here for Ryan Thompson. Brian Thompson, I should say. Nice shot by Dan Gifford. $202. Two 202s and 214 on 7 and 8, 9 and 10. 179 on the books, 192 possible, and Mr. Gifford here can give us a 223. Good shot there. Never say it's fair here, that's for sure. Bowling can be a cruel game. 13 and 14 just finishing up. 181, 180, possible 171. So scoring pace pretty low, pretty low. Started out pretty high, finishing pretty low. And that's going to do it. I want to thank everybody for watching today's squad with me here at the Ebonite Fall Classic here at Maple Lanes in Waterloo, Iowa. I'm Mike Flanagan. Thanks for joining me during today's stream. I'll be back at 1:45 for another 7 games of the B squad, and then back again at 7 for C squad here tonight. I want to thank Joe Engelkitz and his family for having us up here as always. I want to thank the sponsors: Ebonite, Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau, Logo Infusion, USA Mortgage, Kingpin Bar and Grill, the Budweiser family of beers, Budweiser and Bud Light, Hampton Inn, and of course, don't forget, at InsideBowling.com, you can save 20% with coupon code LIVE 15% with YouTube year-round, but this weekend we're running a special one live. It's 20% off. You can also spin the wheel on the home page. We have over 200 T-shirts available. Lots of other great things for you. So, once again, I am Mike Flanagan from Inside Bowling. I'll be here with you all weekend long. Appreciate you guys watching this stream. Make sure you tell your friends to come back at 1:45 today for more from Maple Lanes, Waterloo, Iowa, here at the 2019 Ebonite Fall Classic. We'll see you guys today at 1:45. Thanks for watching.